Absolutely, here is the full script again with only the narration, no headings or labels. Just the spoken content in one continuous flow. They were born without movement in their legs. Doctors said the chances of recovery were almost zero. Their father, a well-known chief executive officer, had the money, the specialists, and the equipment. None of it changed anything. Then someone entered their lives. A woman he had never met. She wasn't a doctor. She wasn't famous, but she stepped forward with a plan no one had considered. And what followed challenged everything the experts believed. Nathan Cole built his company from one small office into a global brand. He worked long hours and trusted data more than hope. When his wife Elena became pregnant with twins, he planned everything down to the minute. They chose a private hospital. They hired top neurologists and pediatric specialists. They prepared the nursery with custom equipment. The delivery was stressful but successful. 2 boys, Evan and Miles, were born breathing and alert. But within hours, nurses noticed something was wrong. Either child moved their legs. They didn't react when their feet were touched or when doctors examined them. Tests followed. Magnetic resonance imaging, known as MRI, showed damage in the lower spinal cord. Doctors explained the condition in careful terms. There were no signs of trauma. There was no surgery that could repair the nerves. The medical team said the twins might never walk. Nathan asked if therapy could make a difference. They were honest. Physical therapy might help with mobility aids, but full movement was unlikely. Over the next year, specialists rotated through their home. Some suggested braces. Others focused on preventing muscle stiffness. But results were minimal. The boys were bright and responsive. They laughed, made eye contact, and tried to talk. Their bodies simply didn't follow their intent. Nathan paid for international consultations. He contacted research hospitals. He read medical studies at night. He didn't accept the idea of no progress. But even with every advantage, he kept hearing the same polite answer. There was no known path to change their condition. By the twins' second birthday, the family adapted to routines. Wheelchairs were ordered in toddler sizes. Therapists taught the boys how to roll and prop themselves up. Nathan tried not to show his frustration. Elena focused on making the home warm and calm. Then an unexpected message arrived. A friend at a local community center told Nathan about a woman named Regina Thompson. She wasn't a physician. She had a background in pediatric rehabilitation and community health. She volunteered with families who couldn't afford long-term therapy. Nathan hesitated. He trusted qualifications and institutions. But his friend insisted Regina had experience with children facing mobility challenges. Regina agreed to visit the house. She arrived with a notebook and a calm tone. She didn't rush. She watched the twins as they played with blocks and books on the floor. She asked to speak to Nathan and Elena privately. She didn't promise a cure. She didn't criticize the previous treatments. She simply explained that early neuromuscular stimulation could trigger development in ways that aren't always visible at first. Her approach used a mix of assisted movement, sensory contact, and play-based pressure techniques. She also stressed something many families overlook: consistent involvement by loved ones, not just professionals. Nathan listened. He didn't hear anything revolutionary, but he noticed one difference. Regina focused less on what the boys couldn't do and more on what their brains might still learn. He agreed to let her try sessions 3 times a week.